What is up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're unboxing the amazing Spider-Man 3.0 version with the Lizard Diorama base. Comparing to the old version, the quality of this new Spidey has improved in every way possible. And there will be three major parts in this video: the review of the Spider-Man, the review of the base, and an in-depth comparison between the new one and the old one. If you are planning to get this figure, make sure you watch the entire video. And as always, before the review starts, let's check out the figure and the accessories first. In May 2014, The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was released worldwide, and in the same year, HotToys announced the release of this Spider-Man figure. In summer 2022, HotToys announced the remake version of this figure as Spider-Man No Way Home was released. There's an 8-year gap between the two figures, and HotToys have made over 400 figures within that 8 years. Many collectors were super excited about this new version, not only because the popularity of this film and Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, but also because the production level of this character have been developed over the years. Remaking this classic version of Spider-Man with the latest production technology is also one of the biggest selling points of this one. While No Way Home was playing on the big screen, HotToys released 7 old characters from Sony's Spider-Man films, and this Spider-Man is the only one that is not under the title of No Way Home. Instead, same as the first one, is under the title of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. First, let's check out the box. The size of this box is same as the old version. The old version box is in white color, and the picture in the middle is this classic Spidey crouching pose. The new version's box is in blue and red, just like the spider suit. In the middle is a photo of Spider-Man shooting webs. And there is a refraction effect at the blue background. And if you tilt the box, the lightning has a flickering effect. The opening method of the old version's box is like opening a cap. There is a painted cardboard between the cap and the inner box. The new version is a pull-out type. Remove the outer layer of the box and you can see the figure through this window. Now let's compare the bodies. These two may not look that different at first sight, but actually the new version has improved in every detail. Let's see it from head to toe. First, the patterns on the fabric. You can see the net pattern on the red areas clearly. Although the old version has it too, but it's not obvious and painted unevenly. For example, the patterns on the old version's upper body is even more faded than what's on the legs. You can barely see the patterns. And comparing with the suit from the movie, apparently the new version has a much better look. About the quality of the fabric, I could hardly tell the difference by just touching them. But you can see right here, the old version's fabric is not that solid. It's a little bit see-through on some spots. The new version's is much better in terms of quality. The dot patterns on these two figures are not too different, but the new versions look more clear and sharp. The old version is a little bit blurry. The texture aren't so different as well. The material used on this new version is same as most of the PlayStation 4 version Spider-Man suits. Another big improvement is the fitting of the suit. It fits the body perfectly. Doesn't look too loose or too tight. The old version on some areas like the mask, crotch, and knees look way too loose. The strings and spider logo on the suit are also much better this time. The color is like dark gray, just like the real costume. And by touching the suit, you can tell that they're more like three-dimensional. The strings and logos on the old versions are very flat and the color isn't right too. One thing that I'm really happy about is that Hot Toys have also modified the shape of these little squares and the quantity of the strings to make it look as close to the real costume as possible. Here are some examples. This part of the suit in the movie looks like this. This one is the new version, and this one is the old version. This part of the suit in the movie looks like this, and this is the new versions, and this is the old versions. The lower belly part of the suit in the movie, it looks like this. And this is the new versions, and this is the old versions. The real costume from here to here, there are 20 horizontal strings, and the new version suit also has 20, but the old versions only has 19. The gap between the blue areas on the ribs are narrower like the film. The old versions is a bit too wide. And this part, the V shape, new versions is also more obvious than the old versions. After these three previous ones, the old version of this Spider-Man was the fourth Spider-Man Hot Toys have made at the time. Therefore, there were quite many production flaws because the lack of experience. Some of the worst flaws were the black head and uneven strings on the mask. But of course, the new version will not have these problems anymore. Comparing the two heads, the new version's head looks just way better from any angle. The lenses are the same, whether it's the outer shape or the inner pattern details, as well as the bottom details of the shoes. About the body, the new version has used the newly developed body. There's no stuffing between the suit and the body. The proportion of the body looks very nice. About the old version, there is stuffing around areas like upper chest, upper back, shoulders, biceps, and thighs to restore the look of muscles. But one problem this stuffing brought was when you move these areas, the stuffs inside will shift shape and position. They will look weird if you move them too much. To me, they don't really look like muscles. They look like innerwears but in wrong sizes. Also, the new body has trapezius, while the old body does not. The lower legs of the old version are actually separate pieces, so there are tiny gaps under the knees. Thankfully, the new version's thigh and lower legs are in one piece. The web shooters are the same as well. In terms of the head with mask, although it's unavoidable that there's a tiny gap around the neck, but Hot Toys has minimized this problem on the new version. When you compare it to the old version, you can clearly see that the new version has a much better tension at the edge of the fabric. And in comparison, the gap is less obvious than the old version too. Another very important point is that the old version's head and neck can be separated, which caused some player accidentally pulling the head out while the neck remained attached to the body, resulting in ripping off the mask. I've tried the new versions, and it seems like the head and neck are fixed together. However, I still recommend that you should grip the neck instead of the head when removing it to avoid this risk. And there will be a color difference when using the new head on the old body. Now let's take a look at the head sculpts. The old version actually didn't give any head sculpts. Before this new version was made, the only Garfield head Hot Toys have made was included as an accessory in the Amazing Spider-Man 1.0 version. The installation method for this head sculpt was groundbreaking at the time. It had a portion of the suit at the base of the neck, and this design was used to recreate the effect of having the suit still present on the neck after removing the mask, just like in the movie. After nearly 10 years, this design is probably still the most ideal way of changing the heads. The No Way Home version of Tobey Maguire and the latest Tom Holland Spider-Man also used this design. The old version and the new version of the Headsculpt have the same appearance, but the new version is much better in terms of the paint jobs. The old version is looking straight forward, while the new version is looking to the right. When you compare them, the upgrades in the skin texture and painting on the new version are very noticeable. The new version also has some stubble-like painting on the chin. And when you compare the hair, you can see that the new version has sharper details. Additionally, I think that the final product of this head sculpt look even better than what was shown in the official images. About the accessories, the new version comes with fewer accessories compared to the old version. One of the major selling points of the old version was this casual clothing set. The accessories in the new version are pretty much what you get for most of Spider-Man products, which includes a set of webs, a mask, and a set of hands. There are two hands in the new version that were not included in the old version. One is the hand specifically designed for this iconic scene, and the other is this V-sign hand. Another very unique design of the old version is the hands. The hands are designed in this magnetic style. All fingers share using one palm and create different poses. It's a creative design, but unfortunately the gap in between makes it look pretty awful. Plus the gaps around the neck and legs, there are just way too many gaps on this figure. The new version abandoned this design and the suit around the wrist look more neat. My old versions on this part is all messed up already. Like the PlayStation Spider-Mans, this one has two web shooters you can put on the hand for using the webs. The empty mask has the same material as the masked head. You can hold it in hand while displaying with the head sculpt. If you have both versions, you can combine the two and make an ultimate version. The base is in a standard look, came with a shapeable tube. The old versions is in a larger size, but personally I like small bases. But the old version has a metal nameplate, which is better in quality. In terms of articulation, the masked head has limited mobility, which is a sacrifice made to achieve a higher accurate and better fitting appearance. The old version has greater articulation, but the mask looks very loose. The head sculpt has good left and right rotation capability, but its ability to tilt upward and downward and lateral movement ability are limited. The figure's main body features gear joints in the shoulders, allowing for a 90-degree range of motion when raising the arms, without any issue of rebound. It can achieve 90 degrees of forward and backward lifting as well. The forearm can bend beyond 90 degrees. The new versions feature segmented joints at the waist, allowing for forward and backward leaning as well as lateral movement of around 45 degrees in each direction. Again, there are no issues with rebounding as well. The old version, because of the loose clothing, has an even greater range of motion. The new version has gear joints at the thighs, allowing for nearly 180-degree split, a 90-degree forward kick and a 45-degree backward kick. The knees can bend beyond 90 degrees. The ankle articulation provides good stability and flexibility, with good range for raising, lowering, and tilting. The old version can only achieve about 60 degrees of split, with the risk of tearing the crotch area. The forward kick has a slight rebound but can reach nearly 90 degrees, while the backward kick reaches 45 degrees. The lower leg can bend beyond 90 degrees. However, the ankle articulation in the old version is pretty bad. They can't stay in a stable pose and bounce badly. Okay, so that was the review of the Spider-Man. Now let's take a look at the Lizard diorama. In terms of the packaging, this box is very large. with a height similar to the Spider-Man's box but twice the thickness. The front features a handsome and friendly photo of the lizard. In the background, you can see Doctor Strange's portal, arms of Dr. Octopus, and Green Goblin's pumpkin grenades. After taking out the inner box, this is what the diorama looks like initially. Along with this diorama, there is a unique accessory included, which is the antidote made by Garfield. It looks like it's made out of a water bottle. The blue body has a nice metallic texture with the logo of the school science team in the middle. The printing of the logo and text is excellent. There are some details on the top like the colorful pipes and valves. This part has some flexibility, but do be careful when you play it. This accessory can be used with the gripping hand. The diorama doesn't require any installation, it's already fully assembled. However, the lizard can be removed from the base. I wonder in the future if any third-party brand will make a lower body for it. The diorama weighs 1050 grams, which is not too heavy considering the size. The overall appearance and design are pretty impressive. The lizard is like breaking out from the ground. On the base, you will find not only debris, but also details like steel bars, pipes, and Electro's special effects. The lizard's main body skin is very nicely done. HotToys captures the rough and thick texture of a lizard skin perfectly. There is also a gradient effect between the white and green areas. The eyes are yellow with a hint of green, and the mouth is opened quite wide. The detailing inside the mouth include the teeth, tongue, and torn corners of the mouth is very well made. In terms of painting, the flashy tone is very good, and there is even black detailing on the teeth to emphasize the dirty appearance. One thing to note is the fingers are very sharp, be careful, they might hurt your skin. All these things on the base have weathering look, and they're not 100% solid hard. This little rock at the back can be removed, and you can plug in the shapeable tube and then attach the Spider-Man. Overall, I think this new Amazing Spider-Man is very well made in terms of details and quality. It has improved pretty much all the problems the previous version has. The lizard diorama is also a good one. The Spider-Man does look even better with the base. Alright, there you have it, the Amazing Spider-Man by HotToys. I hope you all have enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.